So it's about 4:30 right now. We're about to leave our facility and start walking to the other side of town. And after that, the journey to Karbala begins. Bismillah. From the outskirts of the city, we're now closing into the center and regrouping, because we're walking with about I think over 400 people right now, and we'll walk to the other side of town to regroup with the rest of the group. So eventually our particular group will contain about 800 people or something. While we're passing through the streets, we see people sleeping everywhere. And this is not yet even close to the center. Once we get there, we'll meet many more pilgrims. We'll see entire tent cities erected for the pilgrims. It's quite interesting. So we've reached the rest of our group at the other side of town. As you can see, the windows of this Husseiniya are red during the morning period. We said our morning prayers at the Husseiniya, and now we're leaving to walk, and we need to reach milestone 285 at 3 p.m. So here we go. As you can see, there are a lot of encampments, a lot of tents around this Husseiniya. This is kind of the situation throughout the entire town. People stay over here. There's literally millions of people here at this moment. And once again we will get caught in a stream of pilgrims that will just lead us to our destination. My backpack is a little bit heavy, so I lost my balance. But yeah, people sleep here. If they're lucky and if they have reserved in time, they can stay in a hotel or inside a Husseiniya. Otherwise, they could possibly stay in one of the tents, or if registered, they are allowed to sleep in the streets. And we go, and if you look around, there's people walking everywhere. On the highways up there, on the highway here, in every direction. Everybody has a different goal. Some people want to go to the Haram of Imam Ali in this city first. Some go straight to Karbala. Some try to go to Kufa, which is very close to here. And we're off to walk. So let me give you a slight idea of the stream of pilgrims that is walking right now. There's literally pilgrims everywhere, as far as your eye can see. The more we advance towards Karbala, the less pilgrims we see coming into the city of Najaf, which is of course logical. However, during the days between Ashura and Arbaeen, many Iraqi Shiites from the entire country flock to the cities of both Najaf and Karbala, to Kufa. So people make the pilgrimages everywhere to eventually advance towards the city of Karbala. Along the road to Karbala, people offer drinks, people offer food. So we are finally having our breakfast here, and gives us a little kick of energy, and we're able to continue on. The people along the road that share food do this either to gain some sawab for themselves, some generosity from the saint for themselves, or either they do this for one of the shuhada who has lost their life recently, for example in the war against Daesh. We're at the outskirts of Najaf here, and this shows a perfect example of how the city has changed into a camp of tents. It has really become a city of pilgrims. There's just tents everywhere, people sleeping below bridges. We have just joined in with the larger stream of pilgrims again, so to give you an idea of that. It's incredible. There's people everywhere where you look, in front of you, behind you, just everywhere. Some kids polishing the shoes of passers-by. There's many of these small scenes along the road that work on the emotions of the passers-by. The wagon behind us is carrying the bags of travelers, and also some older people, some elder people who are not able to make the entire trip by foot, and they make use of the opportunity to sing some morning songs. By now I've reached pole 385, but I don't see anyone of my group yet. I can't imagine I'm the first, because we didn't really walk that fast, but maybe they took a rest or something. So let's just wait and see, and enjoy the view of the other pilgrims. At this moment I truly lost my group. They should have arrived at our waiting point about half an hour ago. I have been waiting there for an hour because I was early. So I just decided to walk back a little bit and hope to run into them. Let's see. Okay. Within half an hour the sun sets. And I think I truly lost my group. I'm at the meeting point, and I've been here for about 2 hours now. But there's no sign of them. I've walked back and forth, but again, didn't succeed in finding any of them. So I think they changed their plans, and I'm going to find myself a place to sleep now and spend the night. Okay. Today I've walked for approximately 9 hours, of which I've trekked just over 5 hours with Runkeeper, and in those 5 hours I've covered 21 kilometers. Not super fast, but of course I'm carrying a pretty heavy bag. So I think in total I've covered maybe just over 30 kilometers today. My feet are really hurting, and I hope they will feel a little bit better when I wake up tomorrow morning, because I still have a pretty large distance to cover. So we'll see. I just woke up and figure I've slept for about 3 hours. So it's that's not much, and I'm still going to sleep. And this is the Malkap where I'm staying. There's some people sitting outside, talking, smoking. I myself am staying in the tent. The stream of pilgrimage has taken down a little bit, but there are still people walking. So I figure people make use of the coolness of the night to make some kilometers, and we'll try to continue tomorrow. Since I'm awake anyway, I thought it would be a good idea to try some of the food that the people give away. So these guys here are giving away some kind of cooked chickpeas in a salty broth. First bite immediately gives you back some of your energy. Really great. So the day has started again. I've just started walking. Woke up at 4 a.m. I started walking at 5. Of course I needed some time to clean myself up, to take care of my blisters, which have amazingly shrunk a lot. Put some sticky plasters on them. Now I just got some hot milk from one of the people who want to share their generosity. Before I went to Iraq, some people warned me about sleeping in a Malkap. You know, your stuff would be stolen and things like that. And of course, I had no other choice, because I lost my group. I still have no clue where they are. Maybe we'll find a little trace of them again today. But in my own personal experience until now, I've experienced nothing but friendliness and generosity. Even when I purposely left my step counter in the Malkap, the other people sleeping there called me back because I forgot something. And now I have a little bit of hot milk. This is my breakfast, and let's start the day. To a new good walking day. I must admit that in a way I do feel a little bit like a pussy, because I'm whining about my blisters, my sore feet. I'm whining about my heavy backpack, but after all, my backpack is just very good. Then if you see some other people carrying their stuff on their heads, look at other people's shoes, broken shoes, no shoes, slippers. Old people, really old people, they're real bosses, man. I mean, I respect them a lot. They just go the same way. They probably started on the same day. They walk the same distance. They don't care. They just go. It's amazing. It's 5:15. Time for morning prayers. Trying to find a place to do that. But places get very crowded very fast. So let's see. Let's see how we fix this. 5:30. Back on the road again. Just said my morning prayers. Couldn't film it because the place was too crowded. While we're walking, we see that here and there drinks are being served, food is being prepared, and unlike during the day, people behave very well. They patiently wait in line until it's their turn to get some food or drink. During the day, it sometimes almost seems like it's some kind of a funny ritual to fight over food, because guarantees that nobody's hungry here. But especially when fruit is given away. Yesterday we saw bananas, for example. People go crazy. They go crazy about bananas. I think I'll try to get some tea or water, because I have a very dry mouth, probably because of the hot milk. And about the weather, very good, very good. A little bit chilly, just nice. During the day as well, of course it becomes hot, becomes warm, maybe close to 30 degrees Celsius. I'm about to get some breakfast. These guys serve bread and put some cream into it. I just passed one of the free Wi-Fi poles. Tried to get a connection to send a little message home, but no possibility. It's way too crowded here, so it could take up quite some time to get a connection. And from that perspective, I decided to just walk on. As I said before, I've lost my group, and even though I still have hope to find them back, might that not be the case, then in the worst case scenario, I have a backup plan. I will just continue walking to Karbala. In Karbala I have an address where to go. If that doesn't work either, from Karbala I can go back to Najaf. There I have an address I can go as well, and that's an address I easily know how to find. So that is kind of my backup plan. But let's hope we'll find back a trace of our group. I've been walking for a little bit more than an hour by now. I'm still on the road between the Malkaps, and it is very crowded here. So I'm trying to find a way to the road next to this. There's a road between the highway and this road, and there's the large stream of pilgrims. But at this hour in the morning, it's still a little bit more easy going there. So I'm leaving the track between the Malkafs behind me, and I'm joining in with the large caravan of pilgrims. And here we go again. Loads of people. Someone just passed and sprays a very delicate perfume on everyone he passes. This is what people do. They try to make everyone easy. They try to help each other out. It's very, very interesting, very nice feeling. I just ran into a guy who was pushing his mother in a wheelchair, and I recognized the card of his mother as the card of our group. So I asked them where we go today. I know now, and it seems like I walked ahead yesterday about 5 kilometers, so that's why I waited several hours but didn't see them again. So yeah, this time I think I'm going to wait at the right point, and then we'll be united together again. So I ran into a salesman who sells some fruit. We decided to buy some, like 2 kilos or something, and then just give it away to the people, just so we can do something back for them. Today I'm walking with Mohammed Yasser. He's from Lorestan, Iran.
Nice to meet you, Ibrahim.
He has a very good pace, and since I'm way ahead of my own group, I'm wondering what I should do. Should I just go a little further and wait for them a few hours? Or should I continue walking?
It's my honor that we are walking with you.
Thank you.
That's your favor.
It's a very pleasant walk. It's a coming and going of people here. One group leaves, another one joins in. So our group will stay here until this morning. I think we will leave around 4 o'clock again. I hope my feet have been restored a little bit by that time. Yeah, it's good here. This time I found the right meeting point, the right Malkaf. This is just one tent. This is just one tent that they have, but it's in reality it's a huge encampment. As you can see, we have air conditioning here. We have air conditioning here, friendly people. This is very well facilitated. There's 2 free Wi-Fi points. There's the possibility to charge your mobile batteries again. There's food, and I mean really like dishes that's been prepared and shared with the people. And Of course, the sanitary facilities, very important. We're gonna take some rest and we'll see what we'll do tomorrow. When we arrived yesterday, I felt a little bit ill, so we decided to stay in the facility. And this morning we are about to fulfill our pilgrimage. Tomorrow is Arbaeen itself. We'll be very busy, and the days after it will be less crowded. But even though it's still very early in the morning and not as crowded as yesterday evening, you can see that we are not alone. There are thousands and thousands of pilgrims that are walking towards the shrine at this moment. I'm in front of the caravan right now. We accidentally ran into that when we entered the city. The caravan displays 17 camels with women and children on it, and tries to show the way how the women and children of Arbaeen were carried to Damascus after the Battle of Karbala.
We're in the shrine of Hussein right now. There's no way to reach the Zari, the grave, unless you fight your way through. And that's just something we're not going to do. And finally, Hazrat Abu Fazl al-Abbas.
This is something amazing as well. For 40 days, 24 hours a day, the people of Karbala and also all around Iraq, all around the routes to Karbala, people share their food for free, their foods, sweets, drinks, whatever. You won't go home with an empty stomach. And it is not just this place that shares its food. There are literally thousands of these little tents around town, sharing food, sharing everything. It's an amazing experience.
Getting back, walking against the stream can be quite a hustle here. As you can see, the traffic is completely disrupted.
For the past month, this city was flooded with pilgrims. One could actually not choose where to walk. There was just one direction. And this kind of ended yesterday. As you can see, the street around me is the same street we walked yesterday. It's empty. The Malkaps are taken down. Malkaps give away their last remnants of food and drinks. Yesterday evening, when we visited the spiritual journeys by Sayyid Ammar Nakhshawani, sorry guys, couldn't take that for you. We ran into the manager of the museum of the shrine of Hazrat Abu Fazl al-Abbas, and he invited us for a visit to the museum and a small picnic. So we're heading that way, trying to make our way through the still pretty crowded place around the shrine, and trying to search for the Qibla gates. But before we go to the museum, we just thought, what better way is there than to experience local culture by drinking one of their best juices. Fresh juice from the pomegranates. So this is the stuff that we're talking about. They call it the Roman here. They call it Anar in Iran. Or in Turkey they call it the tears of the prophet. But my God, it will take you straight to paradise. Here we are in the office of the shrine of Hazrat Abu Fazl al-Abbas, and we're waiting for our host. This story continues.
Just 10%. Please. Just 10% from the store. Now we built inshallah the new mizr. Bigger than this.
Yes, I think 2,000 4 floors.
4 floors.
So enough, just 2,000 at least. You know this from Saxony or I don't know. Europe? Yes, I think that. I think this is from
Jumbo'lar.
like the front of you can see it.
Yeah, but this looks more like Eastern.
Yes, this may be from India. Maybe from,
So we just finished the extended guided tour by Mr. Jassam.
yes.
He's the manager of the International Media and Cultural Department of the Shrine. And first he showed us the museum with a lot of very ancient artifacts. Unfortunately, we couldn't tape a video there, but next time you come here, please try to visit the museum. It's really worth it. Really worth it. And also we've been shown, we've been guided through the library. Very interesting, a lot of books. But the most interesting thing is, and also unable to film there, but they have a very good facility here to repair